Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ, today I want to talk about something that is not random, not accidental, not by chance, but divine. It is about you. You are the chosen one, chosen not by the world, not by circumstance, but by the eternal hand of God. And yet, there is a mystery moving in the unseen, in the realms beyond what your eyes can see. Mysterious particles, forces, assignments, and arrows of destiny are approaching to strike. Some come as trials, some as temptations, some as opportunities dressed in disguise. And the question is this: will you stand? Will you hold fast? Will you hang on to what heaven has given you? Or will you let go and regret forever? For tonight, you are being called to rise, to awaken, and to claim your place in the divine story. You are the chosen one, set apart for a divine purpose. This is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a matter of random chance. From before the foundations of the earth, there was a design, and within that design, your name was written. Many live their lives believing they are ordinary, that they are just passing through, that their presence here is of little consequence. But the truth is that you are marked. You carry a calling, a reason for existence that goes far beyond what you see in the mirror, far beyond the circumstances of your birth, far beyond the labels that others may have placed upon you. To be chosen means that you were set apart, handpicked, drawn out of the multitude for something that cannot be fulfilled by another. When the scriptures speak of a chosen people, they are not describing a people free of weakness or struggle. They are describing a people called out of darkness, often in their frailty, often in their brokenness, but destined to bear a light greater than themselves. Being chosen does not mean you will never face opposition. It means you will face it because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. The enemy does not waste his weapons on those who pose no threat. Very fact that you feel the weight of resistance, that you encounter barriers, that you wrestle with invisible battles, is itself a confirmation that you are not ordinary. You are chosen. There is something inside of you that heaven has invested, and the world cannot comprehend it. People may misunderstand you. They may reject you. They may fail to see what has been planted within you. But being chosen is not about their recognition. It is about God's designation. Joseph was chosen, yet his brothers despised him. David was chosen, yet his own family left him in the field as if he were insignificant. Esther was chosen, yet she was hidden away until her moment came. To be chosen often means to walk a path of loneliness, to endure misunderstanding, to carry a vision in silence until the appointed time. And what is purpose? It is not merely a career, not simply an achievement, not the applause of men. Purpose is the intersection between heaven's will and your existence on earth. To be chosen is to be summoned into alignment with that purpose. Walk in the destiny that was written long before your first breath. That destiny may not look like what you imagined, but it is always greater, always higher, always carrying a weight that impacts more lives than you can count. The chosen vessel does not belong to itself. It belongs to the one who chose it. Do not mistake chosen for comfortable. Do not confuse chosen with easy. The chosen path is often the narrow one, the one that demands sacrifice, the one that requires faith when nothing makes sense. Yet it is on that road that the fullness of your identity is revealed. You are not here by chance. You are not wandering without direction. You are the chosen one, set apart for a divine purpose. Invisible forces are always approaching to test your destiny. Life is not only what you can touch, taste, or see with your natural eyes. Beyond the surface, there is a realm of movement, things stirring, aligning, conspiring either to lift you higher or to pull you down. These forces are not random, they are assignments. Some are designed to sharpen you, to stretch you, to prepare you for what is to come. Others come with the intent to distract, to weaken, to derail you from the very path you are called to walk. To understand destiny, you must first understand that it does not unfold in a vacuum. It unfolds in the midst of collision, in the tension between what is for you and what is against you. When you rise to step toward your calling, invisible eyes are watching. There are forces of light, angelic messengers, waiting to strengthen you, to minister to you in your hour of need. And there are forces of darkness, adversaries assigned to challenge your every move. The greater the destiny, the greater the battle. You cannot separate the two. It is because of where you are headed that the struggle intensifies. Many mistake opposition for a sign that they are failing. But in truth, it is a sign that they are nearing a breakthrough. Invisible forces gather when you are about to enter a new season, because every advancement in the realm of purpose must be tested. These tests are not always dramatic. Sometimes they come quietly, wrapped in the ordinary moments of life. A temptation that seems small, a distraction that feels harmless, an opportunity that looks good but carries a hidden snare. Other times, the test comes like a storm, sudden, fierce, shaking everything you thought was secure. In both the subtle and the overwhelming, the question remains the same. Will you hold to your calling, or will you be swayed? Invisible forces are measuring your response, because your response determines whether you step forward or remain stuck. You are not powerless in this unseen realm. Though you may not see it with your natural vision, your spirit can discern it. You can feel the weight of unseen battles pressing in on your mind, your emotions, your will. The pressure you feel is evidence of the invisible, and yet you have been given tools, faith, perseverance, discernment, prayer, that cut through what the eyes cannot see. These tools are not mere religious practices. They are weapons forged for the very purpose of standing firm when the invisible presses hardest against you. Understand this: invisible realm is more real than what you see. History itself has been shaped by battles won and lost in that dimension before they ever appeared on earth. Men and women who rose to fulfill great callings first had to face the invisible forces that sought to prevent them. Their victories were not only external, but internal. Overcoming fear, doubt, temptation, the same is true for you. Your destiny is tested not only by circumstances, but by unseen hands pushing, pulling, whispering. Some of those forces are there to refine you like fire refines gold. Others are there to deceive you, to lead you astray. Invisible forces are always approaching to test your destiny. Every trial is a particle of mystery carrying either breakthrough or bondage. Life is filled with moments that appear ordinary, yet hidden within them is a mystery waiting to be revealed. What comes to you as a challenge, as a disappointment, as a delay, is not simply an obstacle. It is a particle, a fragment of a greater story that you may not yet understand. Each trial carries within it two possible outcomes. On one side lies the door to breakthrough. On the other side, the chain of bondage. The difference is not in the trial itself, but in how you respond, how you perceive, how you endure. Trials often disguise themselves as burdens, but in reality, they are carriers of hidden treasures. A closed door may seem like rejection, but behind it could be protection. A betrayal may cut deeply. Through it, you may learn wisdom and discernment that elevate you to greater strength. A delay may frustrate your plans, but it may be preserving you for the right moment. These moments are particles scattered across the path of your destiny, and each one is heavy with potential. Whether they turn into a testimony of breakthrough or a prison of regret depends on the choices made within them. Mystery surrounds every trial because its meaning is not revealed at first glance. If you judge it too quickly, you may miss what it was meant to produce. What looks like defeat could be the soil in which victory is hidden. What looks like weakness could be the very condition in which divine strength is manifested. Breakthrough often wears the disguise of struggle, and those who can see beyond the surface are the ones who inherit the promise hidden inside. At the same time, trials can bind you if you allow bitterness, fear, or unbelief to take root. Same situation that could have been the stepping stone to your calling can become the chain that holds you captive. Particles are small, almost invisible, yet they carry immense power. Particle may seem insignificant, but when combined with others, it creates a force that can alter the course of history. So it is with the trials in your life. Each one may seem small on its own, but together they form the narrative of your destiny. The mystery is that you cannot always see their value in the moment. Only as you look back do the pieces connect, revealing how the trials prepared you, shaped you, and refined you for the path ahead. There is no such thing as a meaningless trial. Every moment of testing, whether it lasts for an hour or for years, carries within it the possibility of transformation. Some trials press you to the point of breaking, yet even in that breaking lies the chance for something greater to emerge. Others come like whispers and almost unnoticed, yet the decision you make in those moments can set the trajectory of your life. Breakthrough or bondage. It is hidden in every trial, and the mystery is waiting to be unlocked. What you hold on to determines what you become. Life is not only shaped by the opportunities you pursue, but by the things you choose to cling to in the midst of pressure. Every person holds on to something, an idea, a belief, a memory, a relationship, a promise. What you refuse to release has the power to shape your character, to define your decisions, and ultimately to set the direction of your destiny. If you hold on to fear, you will become fearful. If you hold on to bitterness, you will become hardened. If you hold on to hope, you will become resilient. If you hold on to faith, you will become unshakable. Power lies not merely in the trial or the circumstance, but in the grip of your heart upon it. The human spirit is wired to grasp. We are not made to drift aimlessly. We are made to cling to something greater than ourselves. That is why, even in weakness, people reach for anchors, sometimes for truth, sometimes for lies. The tragedy is that many hold on to what is killing them, thinking it will save them. They cling to anger because it gives them a sense of control, but in time it consumes them. They hold on to shame because they believe it defines them, but it robs them of joy. They grip the fleeting treasures of this world, and when those treasures fade, they find themselves empty. Strength of your grip matters, but what matters more is the worth of what you are holding. There is a mystery in holding on. When you choose to cling to faith in the unseen, transforms you even before the answer arrives. When you hold on to integrity in the face of compromise, it molds you into a vessel that can be trusted with greater things. When you hold on to the vision God placed in your spirit, even when circumstances scream the opposite, it forms in you the character of endurance. The grip itself becomes part of the process of transformation. You are shaped not only by what you gain, but by what you refuse to let go of. Every great life has been defined by this truth. Abraham held on to the promise of a son even when years of waiting made it seem impossible. Moses held on to his calling even when Pharaoh's power towered above him. Ruth held on to loyalty and found herself woven into the lineage of kings. Their destinies were not shaped by ease, but by what they clung to when tested. They became who they were because they did not release what was entrusted to them. Life will always present moments when letting go seems easier, when surrendering to despair or compromise feels like the simpler path. In those moments, the question arises, what will you hold on to? Will it be the temporary or the eternal, the lie or the truth? The weight of regret or the hope of promise? What you hold on to determines not only what you survive, but what you become. To let go is to regret. To endure is to inherit. In every journey, there comes a moment when the weight feels too heavy, when the pressure mounts, when the voice inside whispers that giving up would bring relief. The temptation to let go does not always appear dramatic. It can come quietly, in the awareness of waiting, in the silence after unanswered prayers, in the repeated failures that chip away at confidence. Let go may seem easier, but hidden in that release is a seed of regret that will grow over time. Regret is not immediate. It lingers. It resurfaces in the quiet moments. It asks questions that cannot be undone. To endure, on the other hand, and is to plant a seed of inheritance, to push through the pain into the promise that waits on the other side. Endurance is not passive. It is an act of defiance against everything that says you cannot make it. To endure is to stand when the ground shakes, to move forward when every force around you says retreat. It is the choice to remain faithful when the outcome is uncertain. Endurance transforms weakness into strength, not because the trial vanishes, but because your spirit learns to rise above it. The inheritance of endurance is not only in the result you gain, but in the person you become through the struggle. Every scar tells a story. Every tear becomes water for growth. Every setback prepares the soil for a greater harvest. Letting go too soon can cost more than the weight of endurance ever could. People abandon dreams because the path grew too narrow. They walk away from relationships destined to shape their lives because conflict arose. They release visions that once burned in their hearts because the delay seemed too long. Yet years later, regret speaks louder than the struggle once did. Regret whispers what could have been, what might have been achieved, what was waiting just beyond the trial. The pain of endurance is temporary. The sting of regret can linger for a lifetime. The inheritance of endurance is woven through the stories of those who refused to quit. Noah endured decades of ridicule while building the ark, and his endurance preserved generations. Jacob wrestled through the night and inherited a new name, a new identity, and a new destiny. Job endured unimaginable loss, yet refused to curse his maker, and he inherited restoration beyond measure. These examples are not merely stories of faith. They are revelations of what endurance unlocks. The inheritance is not always immediate, but it is certain. Endurance connects you to the promises that cannot be taken by circumstance. The battle between regret and inheritance lies in the choice to let go or to endure. Each moment of testing carries this decision, and the consequences stretch far beyond the present. To let go is to embrace a future haunted by what might have been. Endure is to align yourself with the unseen rewards that only perseverance can unlock. The mystery of destiny is that the greatest treasures are never placed in shallow waters. They are hidden deep, and only those who endure the dive will inherit them. Now is the moment to rise, awaken, and claim your calling. Time is not an endless resource. It is a gift that flows like a river, never pausing, never waiting. Too many live as though tomorrow is guaranteed, as though the opportunity to step into their destiny will always be there. But the truth is that life is urgent, and the present moment is the only ground on which you can act. To delay is to risk missing the window prepared for you. Awaken now is to align yourself with the divine timing that has been orchestrated for your life. Rising does not mean that you have no fear. It means you refuse to let fear dictate your steps. It is the decision to lift your head when everything around you tells you to bow it down. Awakening is not simply becoming aware. It is shaking yourself from the slumber of complacency, from the illusion that comfort is enough, from the distractions that keep you from your true purpose. Claiming your calling is not a passive act. It is a bold declaration that your life will not be wasted. You will not remain silent, that you will step into the identity that was marked upon you before you drew your first breath. The moment to rise is always marked by resistance. As dawn breaks the grip of night, your rising challenges the forces that seek to hold you down. Opposition increases not because you are weak, but because you are close to stepping into strength. Many wait for conditions to be perfect before they move, but perfection never comes. The call is not to wait until fear subsides, until resources are abundant, until applause is guaranteed. The call is to rise in the midst of imperfection, to awaken even while the night lingers, to claim your calling even when your hands feel unprepared. Awakening requires vision. You cannot rise if you are blinded by what is temporary. You cannot claim what belongs to you if you are distracted by what was never meant for you. Vision clears the fog, reminding you that your calling is bigger than your comfort, greater than your pain, stronger than your doubts. To awaken is to see clearly that the life you are living now is not the fullness of what was written for you. There is more waiting, but it must be seized. Claiming your calling is not arrogance. It is obedience. To deny your calling is to deny the very reason you were created. You were not placed here to drift, to blend in, to bury your gifts in the soil of fear. You were placed here to shine, build, to impact, to carry the weight of divine purpose in a world desperate for light. The moment is now, not later, not someday, not when everything aligns. Voice of destiny always speaks in the present tense. To rise, to awaken, to claim, this is the mandate of the moment, and the moment is now.